Hello, guys. Oh, Jesus. Hello, guys. So, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are connecting with me from. So, happy Sunday. Your capacity builder is here. Yeah, I can capacity build you in any area of your life, including your relationship as well. So, yes, I used to write or talk about relationship weekends, but for some time now, Sandra Fidelio, what do you want to come and talk about? Type it. Type it. It has to come to my life. All right. YouTube. Hello. Facebook. Hello. How are you guys doing? Okay. So I saw this post on today's End Notes. That's why I was laughing. I saw this post there. Oh, yeah. Let's listen.
Before your wife, you don't sleep with another woman before. I can't remember that time. I don't know. Pastor.
Pastor.
So before your wife, she don't get another babe before, where you don't sleep with before your wife. I can't remember. You can't remember. Wife. Before your wife, you don't sleep with another woman before. I can't remember that time. I don't know. Pastor. So before your wife, she don't get another babe.
That's a pastor. And guess what? After they asked him that question, he took time. He couldn't answer. He choked. Oh my God. The guy choke. You know if he talk. Okay, so you guys know I always have a different thought. I don't have a problem if you knock or if you don't knock. But here is where I have a problem.
I don't know. Pastor, so before your wife, she don't get another babe before, where you don't sleep with before your wife. I can't remember. You can't remember. Wife. Before your wife, you don't sleep with another woman before. I can't remember that time. I don't.
So, first and foremost, the people that they call themselves pastors, this is a borrowed religion in Africa. These are the people that are associating with our white Jesus. Yes, our white Jesus. Now, before they brought us Christianity, no disrespect, I'm a Christian too. That's what my parents introduced me to. But it doesn't mean I should agree with everything they say. Now, our traditional beliefs and systems had this special tradition for women who stay as virgins before they get married. But that did not change the fact that our men were knacking. But after they brought us this, our slave masters version of religion, they call it Christianity, with our white Jesus. They came up with this theory of fornication, which never even existed. You will see it in some Bible, they don't call it fornication. So, but these same people who go about calling themselves pastors, they don't knock, they knock well before they got married. They did not see anything wrong with it. They did not receive the punishment that they are preaching today. They did not get, name it. But yet, you see them jumping on the pulpit, shouting and preaching against knacking before marriage. Despite the fact that we have these their same religious centers from street to street. You have like 10 on one street, 5, 6 on one street. Knacking is steady, even inside the church. And you still tell me that it is a crime. God forbid, God don't like it. The headquarter of knacking self now inside those places, those pastors. I have shown you one, that's a pastor there. You know if you answer that question. Did you knack somebody before you married your wife? So my question is this. If truly knacking before you get married is a sin or is a crime or it's wrong, does it mean if you don't knack before you now get married, does it mean you will not go through divorce if you have to? You guys know your coach is I'm a critical thinker, a realist. Does it mean if you don't knack before you get married, does it mean that when you get married, you will not divorce or things will not be hard? I'm just being very realistic. If you know you're not having an open mind, don't get into that conversation before I'll call you out. If this is a crime, our traditional belief was better than the borrowed religion. Bam. Malachi, where your days belong. In the old days, majority of our women married as virgins, but now we have this borrowed religion to see virgins marry now war. As a matter of fact, back in our traditional beliefs, staying virgin before you marry was a blessing. I think there was a price or something. And it even allows the men to protect the women from losing their virginity. But ever since they brought this our white Jesus borrowed religion, no disrespect to, but that's what it is. Your white Jesus. You ever see your Jesus before? Come on for there. It has been from one atrocity of that and the other. Some will even be hunting for that blood of the virginity. But the question is this. Let's say you married as a... Does this stop you from going through divorce? I can mention some pastors that we know say they be pastors since when they born them. But they are divorced. And my question every day is this. So now that their wife don't leave them, I be them know they knack. Okay. But here's my problem. All of them, they don't knack before they got married. And after they now got married, they are going about propagating this false doctrine. My creator will not be that mean to give you bekus to take knack, irregardless of whenever you choose to knack. As long as the person where you knack no be your spouse, no be person's spouse, you good. But if you are single, I am single, and you can take responsibilities and control your emotions and the energies that flies around, I don't see anything wrong with that. It's my personal opinion. There is no law that works against that. As long as the person, no be person wife, no be person husband. You don't understand? Even in our tradition, if person be person wife, even if you waka go stream naked, they no born you will make you touch her. If Amadioha will not strike you. If Idibia will not come and pick you out and make you face the village. Those were our traditions. So when I see a pastor speechless like this, they ask him a simple question. This is not something they could do. So in my opinion, as a coach, I would rather advise. I have 2 girls in the house. I go tell them the things where they tell me when I'm young. No. Instead, guide them, educate them, advise them. Our religion that we call Christianity is full of threats, is full of fears. They put so much fear in you, so much that you become mumu. How can someone be telling you about heaven that don't exist? They tell you, oh, if you knock, you go to hell. Where is the hell? Ever since all the people who don't knock before they marry, how many hell they don't go? Instead of some of our men to go focus and hustle money where they go take keep the marriage. You know, say when money dey, the marriage go sweet. They focus on the knack. And nobody say the knack na wrong thing. You go see guys to knack before you get married because you need to strike a balance. So my question to you is this. I'm dating you. I don't knack you. On your wedding night, you can't discover I say I be horse. What you go do? My kwekus not like this, you be. Now inside your neck, the thing they touch. Sure, you will still stay for the marriage. The thought of knacking is the beginning of your fears. I like you to be very objective. Stay and keep an open mind. You cannot be mumu forever. And for those of you, instead of you to put safety when you dey go knack as you single, you will come dey fear. You live with guilt conscience. Say you dey go hell because you don't knack. You can't live with guilty conscience. Say when you knack before you marry, say the marriage go fail. No, that's not what makes your marriage fail. What makes your marriage fail is if you don't work on your marriage. You know, I've tried both sides, with or without. Yes, I've tried before, no kwekus before marriage. It did not work. 3 years, no last. I come out. I pack my things, come out. It did not work. It's some bull crap. It doesn't even make the if the person was animal in from the house that you didn't knack before you got married does not make you a responsible person. You're animal, you're animal. You cannot control your actions. You cannot know your right from your left. You don't know your boundaries and your responsibility as a husband or as a wife. That you didn't knack the person before you married does not make you know them. Be a realist for a minute. Think. Oh, the person is a virgin. You marry her, right? Does that make the person know his or her responsibility as a man or as a woman? Does that make the person knows how to keep their job? Some men cannot keep their job. They can't. Some men cannot sustain a job consistently. They'll hire him. Before you blink your eyes, you don't lose his job. You come back house, come they complain. So what do you expect your wife to do? To call you and pamper you? You can't keep a job because you lack soft skills. Okay, the man don't knack you before he marry you. Okay, he's not a virgin. Does it stop him to, at the slightest provocation, hit you? So this has nothing to do with you being responsible. This is nothing but religious manipulation to keep Africans from multiplying. Your creator would not have done that. So instead of you to focus on this, okay, and begin to live in the guilty world, what you need to do is go and absorb. If they told us knacking without knowing the status of your partner will give you disease, that one is understandable. That's another way to look at it. But instead, not knacking before you marry even creates marital problems. It creates marital problems. One of it is that you don't know the sexual drive or the knacking drive of your partner. If you don't know the knacking drive of your partner before you get married to your partner, only for you to be met with surprises. Nobody on earth will talk you into loving your partner when you don't know their knacking drive before you got into it. There are some that don't even like it. They want it once in 3 months. My ex told me once in 3 months. I cannot stay with you. I carry my bag, I leave. One of the reasons when I leave her. I know Nakam before I marry her. Let me say 1 time once in 3 months. I carry my bag, go. I take off. What I want to do for them. So for the rest of the days I will stay with you, the thought of knacking is the beginning of worries. That's psychologically draining. So what you should be focused on is, how do you control pregnancy? How do you manage um okay. So whether you don't do or you do, what if you know knack after marriage, you find out your Abi, that's another thing. You know knack. You come find out, say, on the night of your wearing, say your man, a woman, or hermaphrodite. So you find out that most of these, our white Jesus doctrines or our Christian borrowed doctrines, a lot of them, when you think it through, instead they are destructive. They are very destructive, extremely destructive. Extremely destructive. Yes, extremely destructive. So if you want to hold on to them, if you listen to a lot of, because as a coach, I talk to a lot of young people, I talk to a lot of people around the world, and I listen to it all the time. If I had known, it's not anybody's fault. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. And that is why, as much as you listen to your pastor, also balance it by thinking through. And the sad thing is, them that are telling you these things, a lot of them know say not lie. For example, they know there is nothing like heaven. Your pastors know there is nothing like heaven. They know there is nothing like hell. But because of the money they collect from you, because of the business structure that is in it, they cannot stop telling you that. Because if they tell you, you know, you will not go to church. They tell you, say, oh, if you knock before you get married, it's a sin, you go to hell. Which hell? The one when them knock before they got married, which hell did they go? Litty Betty, why do you want to come on my life? Tell me why you want to come on my life. You did not knock your partner before you get married to him. Does that make her a good cook? Does that make her a good mother? Excel. Does that make her a good nursing mother? No. This has nothing to do with what you need to know. Those are the things you should be focused on. Does that make that individual or your partner a good career builder where you will take sustain you for the rest of your life together? We focus on wrong things. Knacking has, I'll hear some church, they will say, oh, when you are cutting, anytime you want to meet your partner, bring it to church. Oriope, what kind of doctrine is that one? So you really think by that, these two adults cannot do what they want to do? For freaking God's sake. I said, what love are you looking for? Olori, welcome, man. So a lot of these our doctrines, they are putting us in bondage. Because things are changing very fast. You don't know your knacking partner's drive. You they form born again. Born fire us there. The more you born again, the more we they commit crime. Olori, Elema, welcome, man. So if it is wrong, tell me how many people have you known who did not knack before marriage and they are blossoming? They did not knack before they got married. They don't fight at all. They don't knack before they got married. They are billionaires in dollars. They did not knack before they got married. Their spouse. That's some ridiculous way of thinking. Let me play it again for you guys. Those of you that are just coming in.
I can't remember that time. I don't know. Pastor, so before your wife, you don't get another babe before, where you don't sleep with before your wife. I can't remember. You can't remember. Before your wife, you don't sleep with another woman before. I can't remember that time.
That's the world we live in. Hypocrisy everywhere. Hypocrisy everywhere. Yeah. He cannot remember. A whole pastor, he cannot remember. So if pastor cannot remember, so now member will can't remember. Please, stop living in hypocrisy. Not just living in hypocrisy. Stop suffering your head. When they coerce you to live in a certain way of pretense, you're already stressed. You are cutting your life short. You can't live in pretense. You cannot live in the world of don't do it like this. But meanwhile, the person that is telling you don't do it like this, they are doing it that way. Do you understand? Now, when you are struggling with what they are telling you, meanwhile, you sense what is right, but because of what the society would say, you are coerced to do what the society feels it is right or force you to believe it is right. You notice that mentally you are drained. And when you now get caught up with the negative impact with going by what the society says, when the chips are down, the society will not be there for you. You will dance to the music. For example, when I had to do the practice of no knacking before you get married, when I got married to my ex, he can't tell me, say, you won't knack me once in 3 months. Where was the society? Where was the church? The church was trying to tell me, oh, Fred, you cannot go through divorce. But my house is on fire over things that I am entitled to. The world could not help me. The church could not help. You will go tell American woman what to do inside her house. You're mad. You're mad. Take it or you leave it. I'm telling you, when you are forced to do what is wrong, but just to be politically right, because we were born to come and see this borrowed religion of our white Jesus, years over years or generation after generation, they now makes it look like it's a right thing. It's not the right thing. Your religion, Christianity religion, is a borrowed religion. It is a scripted religion. It's a playbook by our slave masters. Do you understand me? The Jesus does not exist. It's a white Jesus. I don't know where they got that white Jesus from. Do you understand me? It's a borrowed religion. So most of the things they write there, some of them are good, but a lot of them, like this one I'm telling you, it is nothing but sheer manipulation from us or to keep us away from multiplying. Can't you see our population? Every country are tripping to Africa for that population. Why do you think a lot of people are taking to UK to go and work direct care? because they don't have younger generation over there. Birth control is on the rise. The cost of bringing birth control to Africa is so expensive. So the best thing is to use the religion as a tool to shut your thinking mind off. But even with that, it's not stopping anything. What else do you think couple will do in Africa? They don't have money to go to movies. They don't have parks. They don't have safe environment to walk on the street as couple and enjoy the serenity of the environment. So the best thing they do is to stay inside the house and knack. So in that knacking, they don't understand what is birth control. They don't understand how to, have safe knacking. They all the pop babies, they go. So when they now pop those babies full everywhere, now who helps them to nurse the babies? No. That's why you have a lot of babies on the street. You see a teenager carrying Bele is on the street. This is 2024. Grab your sense. So you want to tell all these babies when they shake Nyash, when they shake Bobby on top internet, may they no knack before they get married. You want to tell them, may they no knack before they get married. Can't you see that their actions already ridicules the religion that you are carrying in your head? When we call out your GOs and your pastors, when I will still call they fight us. But your action negates what you are defending. Why are we living in hypocrisy? The energy spent in hypocrisy would have been translated to capacity building for usefulness. I'm just saying my own. You are defending your GO, but the actions that you are doing on the internet depicts a different thing. You are fighting me for calling your GO extortionist, right? I'm calling out your pastors who are saying that knacking before marriage is bad. But meanwhile, you dey control Bobby on top internet for us, make we dey see. Your pastor not tell you say to the open Bobby for public is bad. You can't dey throw ash for us, make we dey see. What are you calling? You are calling for someone to come and knock you and give you money. If you throw your ash and throw your Bobby, but you cover them well, it's good. But when you come, they show us the side Bobby, show us every place, small they see. What are you showing us? Meanwhile, they tell us about your white Jesus, what your white Jesus says. Hypocrisy wants to kill us. Hypocrisy, it's energetic. That energy you put into hypocrisy, if you translate it to capacity building, you go make money. Show me who don't commit fornication. Show me who don't knack before you get married. Where Baba God punished for that book when they bring come give us. They call them Bible. That book where we say it contain plenty manipulations inside. No be that book they tell us about miracles when never happened. All your pastors, they work out, they find those same miracles. That's exactly what they regulated them to do. Again, I stand to be wrong. I would not want to say this, but I am tempted to say. I saw another video on Tunde Ednot's page. Let me go. Let me show you guys that video. Perhaps it might help somebody to grab some sense. Perhaps. How many of you have seen this video?
The big girls in this hard situation, a very critical situation for about a year now. Since the consequence of what we have in Africa about vaccine, big pharma and so on and so forth.
Good. Man, no play and finish. When I go to Tunde Ednot, go watch that video. For those of you whenever born picking, you know go understand them. For those of you whenever born picking, you know go understand them. Wait. Should that thing don't happen to that family now? Should be then they Africa. All on our pastors, when they form miracle, then they don't fit do miracle, give this family. Should they not fit do this miracle, give this family? When I tell on I say you get something where we say na natural for Africa. When I go tell me say I decrease. I can't count how many families me don't save from that wahala. But some dared me, they no listen. You see, this is my village sense. No be today, don't they? When I go to the Ednot, when I go watch that particular video. You go compare, and if you have your thinking faculty, you go understand, say, our slave masters, so all the things when they bring for us, undertone day. Undertone day. They bring on our religion. On our happy, including me, with the happy. If you know what that thing they do to us now, no thoughts I not tell you now. Go watch that video. Those of you now were never born, and those of you where go born, grab some sense. There is a way to handle that so that you don't fall into that statistics. Those of you now were don't born, you understand what I talk. Those of you now were still plan to born, and those of you where are never born yet at all, you don't want to go through what that family is going through. So instead of you to focus and seek for wisdom, you are mixing some of this hypocritic driven belief, manipulative driven beliefs. It doesn't allow you to think well. It struggles with the reality. And even when they are going to be telling you, no, there is nothing like that. Your child needs this. If you know the truth, if your head be waka straight, you will stand to defend your child that time. When it happened like this, see, who are the ones suffering? The parents. They are jumping from Africa to India, from India to government, from government to... That's what happens to you. Instead of you to sit down and establish how you go enjoy marriage with your spouse, right? You are walking around to obey the doctrines of your slave masters, your white Jesus. You are walking around trying to go. No, instead of you to focus and stay with your partner, your prospective partner, and iron out, are we compatible in this? Omo, how is your Kpeku's drive? Oh yeah, bring that thing, come make I look. You knack them well. Make sure, say, you did sure, say, you understand your own drive too. That's what you should be focused on. You go sit down. Omo, how many babies you want born? Oh? You don't understand? These babies when we want born. So, Omo, I don't want to make my baby take vaccine till they reach almost 3 years. So, you don't understand? Those are the kind of conversation you want to be building yourself in. Not to listen to all these hypocritic conversation in the name of religion. It turns out that you will be sunk inside a deep with many, many complications, confusion, and hypocrisy. I remember when I had my daughters. When my wife takes the baby for, all this routine checkup now, they go say they won't give my baby flu. He say, my husband would not let me into the house if I do that. He said, why? The doctor asked, I said, why? I said, my husband has a final say on these children, not me. I only bring them here. Because she on her own, she no go fit face the doctor. You know women now. Doctor will call me. I said, hello, man. Doc. You might not believe it, but I can tell you that that baby is not yet fully developed at 16. So even at that age right now, that baby is too fragile to take any chemicals inside her body, which her brain can be impacted. You might not want to believe me, but if you give my child what I have not given a consent to, we might have to speak with attorneys on how to resolve it in the court. Oh, you will talk to... I said, oh, there is no evidence base. I said, that's the English you can speak. When the chips goes down, you're going to be sending me to your several partners and colleagues. My answer is no. And my wife knows exactly what I'm saying. Omo, they no give am. They no give my baby flu. She can't reach time they won't give her vaccine. Now the same English we speak. Oh. We speak the English like this. When my wife takes the baby there, she said, oh, I know your African tradition. I know you don't have a say. I'm not coming between your family dynamics. I'm an African. I tell my wife, yeah, if you give my baby that thing, anything will happen. Now, waiting go end the marriage be that. My babies don't turn 5 before we like. No worry, no be talk when I feel talk for public. They no give them. Oh, I no agree. Finally, when I can't agree like this, now almost when you don't reach time. But there were other things I had to do to avoid that. Those are the kind of conversations you need to have. If you live in this part of the, even now in Africa, it's becoming rampant. I tell my wife, if I hear, I don't want to be pampering you when you want to cry. I don't want to be running from one fry pan to fire, draining financially. Those are the things you should be focused on conversation, not following all these borrowed, dogmatic, hypocritic nonsense. Talk about your finances. How are you going to scale your finances? Now that we are 2 of us, we are only making 200,000 naira. I mean, we are only making $50,000. When baby start to come, how are we going to scale? Those should be your focus of conversation. Those should be your focus of planning. Not focus on, oh, don't knock me before I get married. Excuse me. Why would you eliminate knocking before marriage? You can talk about every other thing. You will talk about their family dynamics, talk about finances, talk about career. But when it comes to the intimacy, you want to remove it. Okay, but now that intimacy, now ain't go break una. Because if una can't go enter now, una never sample all these things. On your wedding night, you can't discover, say, your guy na horse. What you go do? There are so many important things to engage yourself into than following most of this, your white Jesus doctrine. Don't get me wrong, there are some very good, but many confusing, manipulative, and hypocritical. They were all written and scripted by human beings. Those are things I want you guys to know. They were written and scripted by human beings. That's why they are not necessarily right. A lot of them were scripted for the purpose of stagnating your mind, your brain. So if you are not strong enough to fight it and push back, you end up remaining dullard. And guess what? For every negative interaction, for every one negative interaction that you hear, you need 3 positive interactions to annul it. Listen to this again. It is a research-based theory. For every one negative interaction that you hear, you need about 3 positive interactions to annul it. So imagine hearing all this, our borrowed religion, borrowed doctrine, borrowed white Jesus that did not exist into your head every single day. I also heard, now because I decrease, I am very critical and analytical. You can't tell me some things. It just has to make sense. That was why I left my parents at the age of 15. I'm not asking you to do the same thing. But if I did not leave when I was 15, I would be stuck in my village. Sadiq did this life. Dog, respect. Dr. Said, greeting brother. And for they stop for village, nobody I go blame. And for they follow them, they go farm as they go. You don't understand? What did they tell me? Just got to make sense. But if it doesn't make sense, there is no way I can engage to say I'm going to listen to you. Fabulous. I'm very careful not to spoil market for people. Now make me no one talk. Yeah. Yes. It's not advisable to do it. It's not. Just leave it like that. If any of you now want to talk about this thing, go and subscribe to my subscribe this thing. It's a close conversation. Nobody coming when we talk for public. They'll be buying me if I talk the things when I know about that thing. They'll be buying me for area, for year. I go spoil market, give plenty people. Now I tell you, I say I no agree. I no agree. I no agree. I no agree. Those are the things you should go and make research on. Make research, have understanding, have common sense. Oh, fabulous is deep. And guess what? The industry that when you're picking fall into that category, right? And I no one called the name. Now that industry I worked for 6 years when I first get my work authorization as I go grad school. Now that industry I work now, I see plenty. I ask a lot of questions and the things I discovered. In fact, I don't even do and reach Sote. I don't want to talk. I don't find out African antidote when they take an all. When you're picking don't fall into that statistics. I don't find antidote for them. Especially when that picking be there between that age 1 and age 7. Let's say 9 max. The younger the child, the faster the therapy go work. Omo, it will change your life. You and your spouse, you will be useless to yourself. All your life will be focused on that child. No be talk when we're supposed to talk like this for public. If you come into like any of my close sessions when I have like BA class, last week now I told them about it. Yeah, when I had one of the classes, we talked about it. Those are some of the stuff we talk about because I have a lot of young people that have just relocated to the US, young people that are just getting married, and they are my clients. Those are some of the stuff that I've discovered after being here for 15 years. I go tell them now. Even because now, when you look at those things, where did they give those children? Where did they produce them? Say people want to make money on top of them. If they know they give them, how people want to pay for them? They pay for them now. You get one when anyone when they produce for Africa? None. Yeah, you can subscribe. When you subscribe, then I know say you will value my time. It's $20 to be on my subscription this thing. Then you are qualified to at least attend 2 of my live sessions. Definitely not BA. 2 of my live sessions when I have it on my Zoom account. Yeah, come they ask me, I will tell you. That one they private. This one is too open. I don't see. Oh, sure. I will share it with you. Yeah, I will. It doesn't cost me anything. As long as you're ready to go through it. It's all natural. It's all natural. That family itself, I even want to reach out to them, but hearing that the brain is damaged, that gives me concerning. Regardless, the brain is going to be impacted when that happens. But yes, the brain is impacted, but if not completely like that one that I'm seeing, I feel like call them, give them some 2 cents direction. Thank God said in the Africa. I'm giving them like 3. Say I tell you, I grow for village when I don't want to understand. That village thing say, oh more they work like magic. Say I have Idibia. I have Idibia. Ona the whole of the white Jesus. Be they have my own Idibia. I pray too. Yeah. No be conversation when we talk for public. I would have loved to gist you guys about it in details. But if you come to any of my close sessions, yes. Edoka, you have to be all round now. Just imagine if I'm your husband. I'm your husband to protect you as a man. That is where protection comes from. Have you seen? Okay, see like that couple now. The husband might be having a lot of money, but he's helpless. G-Love, greetings. Yes. I said my wife, as I show her that video today, she was crying. She looked at me, she rubbed my side. My husband, thank you. You be strong man. Oh. I said, baby, if they do those things to these babies, you think you will be sitting down like this and be feeling happy? If it happened to these babies, don't you drop your babies and you go out, you are fine? It will change your life. Pekus go tire you. You can't, in fact, see, when they say experience is the best teacher, don't wait for the experience to experience you. When you hear other people tell you, pay close attention. So if I'm your husband, Edoka, it's beyond making money. Oh, I have to protect you and your happiness. For example, your happiness. If your child is counted among those statistics, meanwhile, I knew about this. I knew about this thing I'm telling you. As a wife, as your husband, I know stand my guy say, "Do, baby, I love you, but you see this matter, I swear if you cross it, the marriage don't finish, you define trouble." I tell my wife that thing. I said, "Baby, you know I can't have time to go with you to see your primary care. If you give up, that's the day the marriage is over. Because you just use your hand and buy endless trouble." That time I didn't even discover the antidote self. As he reached there, he tell the doctor, say, "I'm a wife to an African man. I can't make this call because I will lose my marriage." Today, just upstairs, I show my wife that video. He looked me again and said, "Ah, baby, you be strong man. Oh. See why I love you. It's not the money. You will get that money like this, but the money no fit help you. So if you know, you know." Yeah. Fabulous. You know what I'm talking to you about now. Not be everything money goes off for. In fact, the antidote is negligible. It's not really money. It's just to get the what you are supposed to get and then stay consistent with it and see how it works out. If you've already fallen into the statistics, no be talk whether they talk for open. When I don't make you that say your boy don't buy because if you listen to that statement where that guy make, he mentioned something at the beginning. Those people know they play. They will buy you straight up. I will mention one name like that. Now then buy they come out from this earth. It is spoil market for them. All those your pastors cannot do anything for you. They can't. Even they themselves, some of them are victim of it. I know pastors when they are victim of that act. Okay. Don't be all rounder. I like what Edoko. So I say I am all rounder. Of course. That's why you have to be vigilant. You be now what make you man be that self. Now what make you be man as a man. Forget money when person they find, but at the same time, you have to protect your partner, protect the happiness of your home. If you see families that are going through that thing, they are miserable. Even if you see them smile, they are forcing themselves to smile. It's a closed door conversation. In fact, even if you come to my subscribed insight, I'll take you go Zoom so that I go see you. You see me when we talk. Zoom so that I go explain and give you where and I will show you what I will show you. Yeah, it is terrible. It is terrible. So that is why I said most of these religious things, it will make you feel so stupid that even when you go reach where you are supposed to defend yourself, you still feel helpless. I can't count how many times my children's doctor called me on the phone. I was in the office. One day, I had to leave the office. I went there. I said, "Listen, ma'am, I do understand you're doing your job, but I'd like you to understand that the ripple effect of this one action that you are going to take is going to leave a lasting impact in my family, in my finances, in my social life, in every dynamics around me. The only time I have a power to stop it is now. Please do not ask my wife that you want to do this again. Please don't. When I'm ready, I'll let you know when they're going to take it." He says, "Oh, other kids will be at danger." I said, "There are 1 million kids out there that don't take what you want to offer my child, and they have never been in danger to me either or to my kids. So how will it be my own?" See, you have to be very intelligent to defend yourself. And if you're a man, that's when your family needs you to stand up to the occasion and defend them. So when they can't go to school, again, this matter, That's what those are some of the conversations that follows. That's why I can't open up all of them. Docker, those are, I had to pay a price for most of these things. But there are certain things I had to do so that I can stand my ground to the end. Yes. All those conversations comes with that. No be conversation when I want to talk for outside finish. Then if you come out me for this earth. Because some people will lose money. People don't want to play with their money. So if you know, you know. You see, like as I talk about our white Jesus, and now nobody go fit do me anything because that one has to do with religion. I'm entitled to it. But when it comes to that one, I'm on a person business, a person money. Religion is not termed to be business, but it's business. But if you talk about time, nobody go fit say you won't come by me because I say make you no follow your white Jesus. But you see this one other thing we just talk now, they're very dangerous. They're very dangerous because people business they online. That make me the talk with quotes. So if you want to find me in any of my paid classes, when you reach there, ask me. Paid classes, so I will not say you go value them. If you ask me all these questions, like you just want to just ask me now about homeschooling, I will tell you. My children, they go school now. One is 6, one is 5. There they go now. There they go now. But prior to that, I stood my ground. The last one, self, never take and finish. The last one will be 5. He never take and finish. See, I'm not gonna. You don't have to come to any of my paid sessions. Just find any of them, whether it's to subscribe to my this thing in private. I can chat you up there, call you, talk to you on the phone, or you come to any of my live session, whether it is business analysis, whether it is Scrum Master, Product Owner, any of them. When you get there, they are all coaching classes. Ask me. Ask me. See, there is some knowledge I want you guys to understand. Whether you go to church or you don't go to church, you will die. Whether you believe in one religion or you don't, you will die. Yes. You will die. So it doesn't change anything. So, but since you want to leave, there are certain things you can push back. You can say, no, I don't want this. No, I don't believe in this. No, I'm not taking this. But if you allow your brain to be a dungeon, people dump things there all the time. Everything they tell you, you say yes, 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 yes. You will be but a mugu, because either they will use you as a guinea pig, or they will use the people around you as an experiment. Or I've shared with you guys how when my first daughter was born, they said she was having a high bilirubin, and as a result, leading to jaundice. But unfortunately, the kind of jaundice they claim she had was not the one that the fluorescent, the Oyibo fluorescent, where they put them, go make them walk. Now they pack my pikin go put for NICU, 40 weeks old baby, where they suck Bobby, they shit. The next thing they say they want to do laparoscopic surgery on my baby. I say, which baby? And I want to do laparoscopic surgery. As they were still building up their position, they could not determine what was making or causing this. The next thing they said that the liver was failing because the liver was dropping on their enzymes. He said the pikin go die in 2 weeks. Now I say, which pikin go die in 2 weeks? My pikin. Ogun kill all of una. So then I was taking classes in Harvard. So I had access to their library. I went to do comprehensive research. Severally, they will bring me into the room. They have all these like 6, 7 Oyibos. They are all consultants in their different fields. They will speak all the grammar finish for the whole wide world. And I just asked them, I said, hang on a second. Me too, when I don't go read where, make my research. How long have you practiced? They tell me. 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 Someone in YouTube is asking me, what is knacking? That's a question that killed my great-grandmother. I can't answer you that one here. how long have you practiced? I said, can we sum up all your years of experience? They sum it up. I said, has any of you in the total numbers of years mentioned here seen this condition before? They said no. I said, you know why? Evidence in Harvard Journal. This condition happens to 1 out of 200,000 children. That's why none of you have seen this condition. And I can guarantee you that all of you will practice and retire. You might never see it. And this is the first time you have seen it. That is why there is no diagnose on how to take care of this. As a result of that, we need to return to the placebo effect, which is this baby got to go home with me and I will apply the African placebo. You see why I'm supposed to go read book? African. They never believed I didn't have a medical health background. Yes, I was in grad school then, almost rounding up, but doing healthcare informatics. They said, what is that? I said, this baby would be put outside under the sun, the early morning sun. The sun will hit this baby. Over a period of 2 weeks, all this nonsense will leave the baby. Remember, this baby is in a confined environment. In the NICU, the oxygen is regulated. Everything is regulated. The baby's body is wired to multiply in cells very fast. So when the cells are being multiplied, there's a tendency for every foreign body to be excreted, either from the kidney or from the urine or from the poop. She's going to be fine. Okay, look, thank you. So when they were insisting, I said, oh, a lot of times when parents are sent home, they don't show up for appointment. I said, I'm too well read not to show up for the appointment, knowing fully well that I am accountable to this. So they were still insisting. And I'm like, listen, there is absolutely nothing any of you would say that would allow me to sign up for this baby to undergo laparoscopic surgery. Absolutely nothing. The worst that I have seen in life as a pilot at 40,000 feet, where I had to say my last prayers as a pilot. I'm not sure any of you have said last prayers because you are sitting on graffiti. Have you guys seen that before? So I'm not moved. I'm here with my baby. I am right here. I'm not in the air. All of them quiet. That conversation did not go anywhere. They even want to threaten me with lawyer. I said, law, my lawyer will respond to you. That's my baby. I will defend that baby to any length. Not when you guys have told me that you have not been able to identify any diagnosis for this baby. You then Yankee here, you go hospital, your wife, Edoka. So if you be my wife now, you just say you go born baby for America here, I will live there. They no born you where. If you touch my wife, you must tell me. If you give her any injection, you must tell me. If you not tell me, you will explain and give my lawyer. Not be the money, now knowing what the money is supposed to be doing. So now we come out that day. Every day they come poke my baby, carry blood, go do. So another day they come tell me, say, oh, they want to carry out one crazy test on top of my baby. That test this time around, they say they want to pass a dye. I don't know how they take all at that time. Make it go through, make them see if all the internal organs they work. I say, I said, okay. Now I show up. This is small jaundice. So see waiting. I was losing hours from work. I was missing my classes just to stand for my baby. And meanwhile, my wife dey 4th floor. He never recover, not knowing that he don't already get like post-eclampsia. See, exchange blood transfusion probably. No, not really. Edoka. Edoka must be a nurse or doctor. So they carry my baby, go that place. As I reach there, my wife, they upstairs, so he know if you work out. After he born this baby, he did bed, not knowing that post-eclampsia don't already enter. Those ones, they don't discharge my wife self. Fight when I fight for hospital. They know me for that hospital. They know me as the craze. No, so I don't come back. I go there. I call the technician. I said, so what exactly are you going to be doing? So he tried to explain. So the substance are going to be passed through the baby to see if all the internal organs is working. What kind of substance is it? So as he mentioned, he mentioned radioactive. I said, okay. Oh, so it's a radioactive element. He said, yes. I said, is it carcinogenic? He asked me, what is that? I said, you don't know when a substance is carcinogenic? He lost. I said, go and call me your boss. I go call the manager. Come. I said, I'm told this substance is going to be used, a dye, to check how the internal organs is working. He said, yeah. I said, is that substance carcinogenic? He said, yes. I said, what's the shelf life of that substance? He says it's very little, that it might have little or no effect. I said, but it will have effect. He said, yes, but very minute. He said, okay, good. Now I Google the substance for my phone. The shelf life was actually small. Again, if you are blessed to stay in this advanced world and you do like me, shine your eye. When that woman, when you say you marry, or you're picking when you say you pump, made them burn up for you, Omo, shine your eye, or else you will learn, and you will learn in a hard way. So that one finish. They can't check out. They say everything, her gallbladder, her intestines, her liver, everything were working well, just that the enzyme of the liver was dropping. Okay. So the next thing I did, I told them to give me my daughter's file. So they brought it. I copied all the medication, all the things they are giving my daughter. So there is a site called Lexicon. 9 person can go show me. Now in godmother show me. In godmother of my daughter's, she's a pharmacist. We can't go do research about all the medication where they give my daughter. Then I can't go read about them. Now I can't go see one medication. I know we'll call the name for you. So that medication where they give my daughter is actually meant for people that are suffering from kidney stone. And that kidney stone is called octagon. I can call it octagon. So it causes the liver enzymes to drop. It's written there. Lexicon is an authority. And it takes 3 years for a person suffering with kidney stone for the thing to start working. It details a lot of stuff with other medication. I said, good. So now I know how doctors, they go rounds in the morning to see patients, right? And meanwhile, this particular children's hospital, where they bring my baby come, that teaching hospital, they have all these fellows, top consultants and all that. So one of their top consultants who kind of shows student doctors who are on rotations or residency, they will. So when they got there, after that, I said, doctor, I have a question. I said, research and based off lexicon, octagon causes the liver enzymes to drop. If that be the case, why is my baby on that medication? Wouldn't you think that is what is causing the liver enzymes to drop? And if, again, you decide to consider my recommendation as a father, this child should be made an outpatient. This is 23rd day I have been here. Nothing is done. Isn't that concerning? He said, how did you know? I said, according to lexicon. Now I give them the paper. Their jaw drop. He carried the paper, give the students. Guess what he told me? He said, that may have been one of those times that this side effect was noticed. And that was why it was there. I swear to God, 2 days later, we were discharged from the hospital. We were discharged from the hospital. Now, it was during that time I discovered that in America here, I don't know of other places, so when nurses or doctors are documenting for the patient, they also document for their guardian. So anytime I come to the hospital, if I'm not there, let's say I'm away for 2-3 hours and I come back, I want details about my child and my wife. nurses no fit talk to me. They have to go and call APRN. APRNs are those, or DNP, or a medical doctor. Nurse no fit talk to me. What you want tell me? Wait, nurse want tell me? As I did like this. What nurse want tell me? My ex was a nurse. My elder sister is a nurse. I read Every Woman when I was like, boy, age 15 or 16. I'll tell you about a woman's body, menstrual cycle, everything. Biology was one of my favorite courses. I was going to become a doctor. So what you want tell me? This is my panklo head. You better know what you're talking to me about. 2 days later, they discharged me. As I reach us, all those medications like this, I pack them, put one side. True. I put my baby under sun. When we go doctor's appointment till date, they say, oh, this was a miracle. This was a miracle. Nobody opened my baby. So later, before we went home, they had suggested that they should do liver biopsy. I did not agree. So Yale New Haven Health, where I did my internship. The head of the children gastric pediatric something is from Nigeria. It's actually an Akwa Ibom woman. So I went to see the woman. I explained the condition. He said, okay, since you don't want laparoscopic, I will advise take the biopsy. It's little pin to your baby's liver. Let them be sure. Now I tell the woman, I say, wait, doc, here's the point. When liver is bad, there is no liver transplant anywhere in the world. So if they establish what is wrong, anything is wrong with the liver, what are they going to do? Nothing. So why do they want to know? Is it not because they just want to have under their resume that they have done liver biopsy on a black child? So I said, doc, now because now you, and I swear to God, guys, I signed up for it. They did liver biopsy for my baby. And yeah, I was absolutely right. It was inconclusive. They did not see nothing till today. My daughter is 6. Nothing. No medication. Nothing. Nothing. As I'm talking to you guys, nothing. Don't get me wrong. It's not like you cannot stand. You cannot take up what they will offer you, but let it make sense. Let it make sense. Every medication that you see where they will give you, as a chemist, I studied chemistry. I will tell you, say, as long as it's going to pass through your kidney and your liver will process it. So instead of focusing on the knack before marriage self go even make on our head calm down, make on sit down, they discuss these kind of things. As a woman, ask your husband, when I'm pregnant, during my first trimester, if you even know what that is, how would you leave me? How would you treat me? They'll go the, you give me batch. I cannot make small money for the talk when I talk. Now people, when they appreciate my talk with this. Sure you get. So that was how that one just come go. And I was like, seriously? So now if I don't use my pikin, do guinea pig while I'm still alive. You know what happened? Now because that woman, Niger woman, he did Yale New Haven Health. You guys know Yale now, Ivy League, this thing. Anytime you say, I can do it, or you can go back to her. She's my colleague. I will tell you, just for us to be honest. Nothing. They told me, oh, that the liver is fine. They just couldn't see anything concerning. I said, but that's exactly. And I asked, what if there was something concerning? Were you going to provide another liver for the baby? There's no liver transplant anywhere when it's not hard. So before marriage, knacking is not a problem. What is a problem is, what knowledge do you have about that knacking? For example, you don't want to be pregnant because you are planning for marriage. You don't want to be dealing with morning sickness, the first trimester dramas and all that. You need knowledge. They call it Pekus education or knacking education. I don't want to call the other word, SEX. SAX education. That's what you need. 2, you want to be able to establish both of you are compatible. Some of us, we like the knack early in the morning, but if you dey go work, almost some sweet knack go dey make you dey sleep on top steering before you reach office. They do meeting, sleep. Those kind of early morning knack, make it be very early or around 5, so you go fit still sleep small for 1 hour before you go wake up, they go work. You don't understand? Some people, their knack now for night, make they take sleep well, na antidote. You don't understand? Those are the things you should be exploring, not living like a mugu. You are going to knack, you are hiding to knack because you don't want to offend your pastors and your parents. Are you okay? You are an adult. Know what you want. Stand for it. Defend it. So before marriage, what you should be more focused is not what they tell you with your white Jesus doctrines. You should be focused on things that are real, reality. Haven't you noticed that when the chips are down, those people that gave you all those punctilious rules were not going to be there for you? They're not going to be there for you. They're not going to be there for you. When you go to, like, as I was in the hospital now, I was there dealing with all the madness that was going. The most your church would do, they will say they are praying. You can pray for all I care. If you don't know your rights and know what to do and know what to defend, absolutely nothing will happen. And then when you now come back home to, if your spouse does not know what to do at a given time, let's say it's just you and your wife or you and your husband and you have a baby, and the man is not there to at least support, even if now they go work, come back, support her, help her, give her a supporting hand, take up the baby, make she safe. You know what it means to nurse a baby. Take the baby and let her also rest. Wake up, stretch. Say, baby, just go and rest. Let me try my best. I'll try the best I can. Oh, you just came from work. I said, no, baby, this is work too. Go and rest. Go and rest. But a lot of times we don't focus on that. What do we focus on? We focus on what the pastor says, what your white Jesus says. You don't use your brain to think. And that is where there is problem. I'm sure you got it. If you guys want to learn some more about the other aspect of what I mentioned here today, we have spoken about a lot of stuff, but there are aspects I cannot say more about it here. Those of you inside my community, when we're in the BA class last week, I talked about it. You asked me all the questions in the world, I answered, but this is a public place. I can't. So if you find yourself in any of my paid class and there's anything I have mentioned before, and then you want to know more about it, yeah, you come in my paid class. It's not a way to sell it, but it has to do with somebody's business. And I don't want to be taken out because of being foolish, because I want to drive traffic, you to come and listen to me. No, I don't want to drive traffic with that. If you want to pay for my time, come in private. Then we can share significantly about that. Okay. Other than that, thank you very much. The link for my classes is up on my profile. I'm a coach. I move you from menial job to 6-figure, especially in the IT space. If you want to make your 6-figure, come close and pay for my time. And if you want to take my classes in a combo, 3,150, you take Safe Scrum Master, Safe Product Owner, Product Manager, 20 days business analysis with hands-on, where you learn Jira and then process optimization with at least one tool. And then I'll coach you for 2 weeks for one-on-one. If you meet up all these 4 expectations, if I like, it's not guaranteed. I add you to my community. I will mentor you till you get a job. In my community, these are some of the stuff I talk to you guys about. I share with them. Because again, if you relocated outside of the country like Canada, US, and somebody is not sharing some of these things I share with you, you will never know until you fall a victim. And you begin to say, God, why me? No, because you were dumb. You did not network with people that matters or people that can talk to you. And I will tell you that I know as Africans, some people, because you fell a victim, you want another person to fall a victim. Nah. Life is not that hard. Love you guys. I have another party to come and go. So let me go and get my dancing shoes together and zoom off. Love you guys. Bye.